I decided to tear my entire room apart and build myself a writing desk. So instead of DIYs, you're getting more of my trip to Philly. So here is the morning after my night alone in the Airbnb. Welcome back to my nightmare. It was quite a nightmare yesterday. I don't know how I'm gonna post these, but it ended up that this party, I don't know if they're brides, I don't know if it's bachelorette party, I don't know what, but this is supposed to be a quiet building, and the party next door kept me up until 3 in the morning. And I wanted to just sleep down in the basement because the couch was more comfortable than the bed, but there is this weird ass beeping noise that keeps happening and I can't figure out where it's coming from. So I didn't get much sleep. But yesterday when I was at Reading Terminal Market at the end of the day, I went to Byler's and got myself 3 donuts. I've never eaten their donuts before, but I got a Strawberry Fields donut, I got a Cappuccino Donut, and I got myself a caramel apple donut. And I thought we could do one more really nice taste test because I eat so many gross foods for you, and I want to see which donut we like the best. My one very minor complaint is that if you get less than a dozen, they smash them all together in a bag. So if you want a box, you have to get like half a dozen. I didn't want a box because I'm, you know, wandering around, but I should have like asked for them to be separated. I don't know. They ended up getting all kind of smushed together. So they're not the most appetizing looking donuts right now, but, and they're greasy. So they were like kind of leaking through the bag, but, so they're not pretty. This was the Cappuccino Donut. It's not cute, but I thought we could give it a shot. It was very sweet. It was very sweet. It has a nice coffee flavor. I haven't quite gotten to the filling, I think. Or is it not filled? I can't remember. Hold on. There's a lot of coffee flavor, but the filling is very sugary. It's a cream filling. I mean, of course it is. It's Cappuccino Donut. But it tastes it tastes a little bit like icing. Good chew on the donut. But it does have that kind of like skin feeling, like you bite through it and then it's soft, which could be because they're a day old, so fresh they might have been better. I'm very excited about this next one. My mom and I used to go to a place called Shady Maple. It's close to us. And they do a caramel apple donut. And I used to get it like all the time. This one, I can already tell the frosting, the icing that's leaked onto the bag is a little bit different. It's got like caramel bits in it, or it's got apple. It's got some bits in it, and it's very sweet. It's very sweet, but very good. So I'm excited about the caramel apple donut. This is what it looks like right now because it got smashed in the bag. Let's try. This is much better. I don't know if it's because of the type of icing, but there's not as much of a skin feeling when you're biting into it. And it looks like the apple filling is pretty evenly distributed throughout. I didn't get any on that bite, but that's where you lost me. It's good, but the apple filling has such a strong, heavily cinnamon taste. I think I'm gonna like the icing off that one. Yeah, I'm not as fond of the apple filling for that one. The frosting is banging though. Yes, I do lick my fingers when I eat. I'm a heathen. I don't know what you expected. There's no paper towels. They have pans and dishes. Like if you wanted to cook, you could. This kitchen is functional. There's no paper towels. And I'm just like, so I've got like one of the wash rags from the bathroom to wipe my hands on. And I'm just going, they're gonna be like, what the fuck did they do that this rag is brown? All right, so last donut. We have a strawberry fields donut. As you can tell, it's filled with strawberry, just simple glaze on the outside. So this one survived. So if you aren't eating your donuts right away, or you're not putting them in a box, this strawberry fields might be a good way to go. It still looks pretty appetizing, even though I definitely smashed it. Cheers. That's pretty good. I don't get a strong strawberry flavor out of the jelly, but I love jelly filled donuts, so I'm never gonna complain. Jelly's the best filling in my opinion. I used to work at a bakery and we had jelly donuts and they were not good, but the jelly donuts are my favorite. You can see that the filling's a little far in on these donuts though, so I'm like getting a lot of cake. Let's split this one open. Good jelly. Not too many seeds. Fairly, once you get in there, it's fairly well in there. The strawberry fields donut I would recommend. The other two were kind of gimmicky. Not my favorite. And also it could just be that they're day olds, but it was a nice breakfast. So today I am leaving my Airbnb. I am off to the Punk Rock Flea Market, which I will hopefully remember to film. And maybe even using a Lyft driver for the first time in my life, because that's a long walk and my legs hurt from walking around yesterday. So we'll see how far I go. I literally was like, wouldn't it be cute if I just woke straight up and did this, like just straight out of bed, just did this, and it would be like we were at a sleepover and we were having breakfast and you were here and I was not kept awake by 7 people clomping around in platform heels last night. So yeah, hopefully I remember to film the Punk Rock Flea Market and I'll be able to show that to you too. Look at this, look how beautiful. Like, you see that? Like the city. You can't because you're a terrible camera, but yeah, so I'm gonna walk as far as I can to the Punk Rock Flea Market this morning. I did not tell my Airbnb. They're like, what are you in town for? And I'm like, a flea market. But yeah, so I'm gonna walk to the Punk Rock Flea Market and hopefully I'll make it. It's like an hour-long walk, and if I don't, I will take a Lyft for the first time in my life, and I will see you guys there. All right, everyone always gets one. I'm sure I've had more before, but here's your Independence Hall shot. It gets dumb, but there you go. This is a shame. Let's see if I can like step back. So this used to be a store called Smack Parlor, and it's pink and gold and beautiful. And I always kind of wished that I had the money to have a store like that. I was always very jealous of the girls that had it. It was a boutique and it had like accessories, clearly drop shipped. They weren't making anything. If I were to have it, it would have had some handmade stuff and vintage. But I was so jealous of that store. It's sad to see that they're gone. I hope it's because they're they did a fashion truck about a year into my being aware of their store, and I hope that the COVID didn't like kill them. I hope their fashion truck just took off or something. Like, that would be cool. I wasn't going to record, but I don't want the couple in front of me to think that I'm following them. So if you look down this street, that's a really nice street with restaurants. I went to this one that's no longer there called Triumph with my ex, and there was some pretty good food. It was pretty good. But if you ever wonder like the basis of all my fine dining experience, it's usually that place. And it was definitely a bar. And that's the Irish Memorial. Fun times. If you're ever in Philly, it is a really pretty sculpture. Just, you know, if you're looking for something to go see. Didn't realize there was a homeless guy on it when I filmed it, but where isn't there a homeless guy? I follow this YouTuber named Lena Norms, and she said that 1 in 10 people, I'm pretty sure it was her video, 1 in 10 people will be displaced by 2050, and that's just depressing. There's no excuse for that. So I'm heading up to Penn's Landing. I just like to see it. It's dumb, it's not open, I just like to look. And apparently there was like a carnival somewhere and I missed it. I was sad. I was like, man, my one chance to get funnel cake. So if you like, I don't know, I feel like if you look at like Philly, it's a very walkable city. My legs are on fire because I haven't walked in a million years. But I've walked from Market East to Penn's Landing, and I'm about to walk to South Philly. Don't tell my mom. That's where the flea market is. I have to. I'll probably end up taking an Uber back. I don't think my legs can handle it. They're so sore. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Look, it's a carnival by the waterfront. How very Lost Boys. I don't know why my camera won't fucking zoom today. Look at that though. Isn't that beautiful? So this is around Penn's Landing area. That's literally New Jersey that you're looking at right now. It's really nice to just come down here. The fish in the river are huge, and it's really nice to just watch stuff. So that's like when I describe bridges, for instance, there's a story I wrote about a guy that yeets himself off a bridge. These are the bridges I'm thinking of, like the Ben Franklin, like over this kind of river. Essentially what I did is I wrote a Sherlock Holmes fan fiction, and instead of having him do the Reichenbach Falls, I had him yeet himself off of one of those bridges. Because I mean, there's a couple, like I said the Ben Franklin, but there's the Walt Whitman too. And yeah, so that's what I was doing. And then like when I stopped to talk about Smack Parlor, it was because in that same universe of that story that I wrote, I had a character who had a store like that, based on that store, and I was like, oh no, I hope they're okay. Yeah, let's go see what's going on. There are like all these people here today. Beautiful area though. Really cool. Now on to South Philly. As pretty as this might be, it smells atrocious. But I've never been this way before, so it's also kind of fun. But definitely that vibes of like in the Lost Boys when they're smelling the ocean and they're like, what the fuck is that smell? That's about the vibes that I have right now. I'm like, oh god, this smells disgusting. It's pretty though. Okay, but everyone says, right, that I'm like a costume designer. They always ask me for like costumes and stuff. But imagine, if you would, like a scene in a story where like two lovers are having a showdown with a bad guy or something, and they have to meet in an abandoned place. And honestly, I think I would be a great location scout, because to me that looks romantic and creepy and gross, even in the sunlight. And there's a way in apparently, even though the gates are locked. Like I just imagine like a Philadelphia Sherlock having a showdown with Moriarty in places like that. I mean, Moriarty would never, he has better taste, but you know, just if you wanted the ambiance. I would be a great set designer. I would be a great location scout, honestly. Especially because I like to walk everywhere, so I never miss things. Except for the people honking at me for filming, probably. This isn't a bad walk, but this is really nice. It's down by Queens Village, close to South Street. It's fine. This is fine. Sweating like a pig though, and my legs hurt. I am out of shape. I'm hopefully currently in the middle of getting a job that's like 5 minutes from my house, 15 if you walk. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm looking forward to walking places again, so that this is not like a thing that happens. This is cool. See, that would be so good for outfit pictures. This is why I need to bring my tripod and a full wardrobe with me. I'm gonna hate myself when it comes to editing this footage. So pretty though. Look at that. So cool. Am I weird for like getting excited about blue doors? I feel like they're magical. Little trackety tracks. I just saw someone in combat boots, so I think I'm close. That was about an hour-long walk. It's not bad, it's not hard. Easy walk. Far though. Whew. And I am sweating to death, but I see someone in combat boots and a vintage dress and I'm like, oh, I think I'm there. So, that being said, welcome to the $30 Laundry Club, Punk Rock Flea Market edition.